Hey everyone, it's Jim from The Last Man Standing. Haven't done a video in forever on this channel, but let's change that. Let's do a commentary on No Way Out 2001, the Free Taser Hell match. That's what we're doing here. We are syncing up on the WWE network. Hope everyone's doing okay. I'm going to come back to doing videos on this channel, so hopefully we can get this going, get this moving with consistent videos. So here we go. Get to the match. And obviously pause, and we will go on 3. We're going to be watching one of the most badass matches of all time. So on 3, 1, 2, 3. So I have been watching the build up to this, and you know, I'm staggered by how different it is. You know, like, you get a lot of people, you know, Dave Meltzer, Brian Alvarez, you know, other wrestling fans, you know, and, you know, even if they don't say it directly, they allude to the fact that you look back at this time, it actually wasn't that good. It was actually just nostalgia. It was actually not that great, you know, overall, like, you know. Seriously, it was great. It was great. Not that every single thing on the show was always good, but we are so far removed, man, from this style of wrestling. We really are. You know, I was watching the lead up, and it's intense, it's gritty, it's interesting, it's creative. You know, I think I've been trying recently to determine what I would say specifically is missing with pro wrestling, and I would probably say it's intensity. You know, I know The Undertaker was on Steve Austin podcast recently, and he basically alluded to that. And it is, you know, well, he also alluded to the fact that men shouldn't be playing video games, they should be carrying knives and fucking drugs. Right? Don't know what you want about there, Taker, but you know, I'm probably glad that they're playing video games and not taking drugs, but there you go. But other than that, I agree with what he said. You know, grittiness, you know, intensity, you know, and this Triple H and Steve Austin feud, you know, the rivalry was off the chart. It was off the chain. We do not get close to this, and you know, I am worried that we never can again. I genuinely am, and it's such a shame. It's such a shame. The business has changed so much in how many years it is, you know. And there is Stone Cold Steve Austin. You know, it's difficult because they stopped wanting stars like this. And it's really weird, you know, not even this whole cliche that, you know, the whole idea, oh, Vince just wants stars that won't leave. But it's different to that, you know, he doesn't want stars like Steve Austin and Triple H anymore. He doesn't want anyone convincing on a real gritty level, you know. And you know, you watch Raw today, there's such a stark contrast to this. You know, immediately the atmosphere between these two men is off the chain. You know, Stone Cold beating the hell out of Triple H. You know, and you really remembered Triple H's legacy back here, because Triple H, he was having classic matches like all the time. He was having classic feuds all the time. He was a wonderful heel, you know, and you know, again, memorable. And this feud, you know, and I also watched Royal Rumble 2001 the other day, and oh my god, the intensity was off the chain. It really was. Steve Austin winning that Rumble, the way it was booked with Triple H coming out. Well, Steve Austin coming out, costing Triple H the world title. Then later on in the night, Triple H beating up Austin, bloody mess. Then Austin still makes it to the Rumble, goes face to face with The Rock. That face-off between The Rock and Steve Austin can't be matched by any wrestlers working today, and I will say that. You know, yeah. And I just, wow, it is tangible. It's intensity. It's grittiness. That's what is missing. But actually being believable, you know. So Steve Austin hits the arm breaker. I really like how Steve Austin, he, he didn't have to be. The weird thing about Steve Austin is he gets heralded a lot by the kind of dirt sheets as a great wrestler. But if you watch his style, is it that different than Hulk Hogan? Maybe he executes things a bit better than Hogan, but really it's a punch kick style. I just think the intensity he attached to it was so convincing. The aggression he attached to it, the snap of the offense, and it was a perfect meeting, Triple H and Steve Austin, because Triple H was kind of the heel version of Steve Austin back here. He didn't care. He was a bastard, and they both were bastards. So it's, who was going to be the bigger bastard, really? And one of the most wonderful things about this lead up is the contract signing. What a fantastic... You will not get shit like this at all. So basically, in the contract signing, Triple H, basically the stipulation is, Vince says either, if Triple H commits physical contact, because there's a no contact rule, Triple H will be suspended for 6 months. If Steve Austin commits contact, he loses his WrestleMania title shot. And they sign, but then Triple H nails Austin out of nowhere and beats the shit out of him. And then Vince just goes, "You've been suspended for 6 months," like just raging. And then Triple H goes, "Yeah, but I never signed." Oh, what an underhanded, sneaky bastard he was, and what a great heel move. And Vince McMahon's performance in that segment is wonderful because he has this impressed face, like he's glad Triple H did it. Brilliant. Everyone back here looks like they were trying to make everything work. Whereas you watch stuff now, like, it doesn't seem like everyone's fully invested. It's like there'll be a segment where some people do it well and then one person will fuck it up. Like, just enough. It's just, there was a real gel back here, a real passion still, WCW was just about to go out of business, but the passion was still going strong. And Triple H, and again, something missing from today, commentary cannot be downplayed. Steve Austin, JR rather, and is fucking insane back here. His commentary on Royal Rumble 2001 is fucking stellar. And he cares so much. And you watch the commentators today and you're going, "Come on, mate, yeah, come on. That fucking loser on Raw, who's just Michael Cole." And the weird thing is, you watch Michael Cole back here, and he's fucking got passion. Like, what has happened, man? Why would you want to lose this? That's a good question. Why would you want to lose the intensity? Oh, because our biggest audience is kids. Well, it's not. It's 50-year-olds, so what the fuck are you playing at? I love Triple H's neckbreaker. Really kind of... nothing special about it, but he does an actual neckbreaker. He doesn't do this weird jumping spike flip, whatever it is. He just does a twist and a down on the neck, like just, a thumping neckbreaker. I guess it was stupid to have Triple H run down Steve Austin in a car or pay Rikishi to do it. But you know what? They made Rikishi a great heel here. And he was a missed opportunity. I believed him as a main eventer. And what the test of that is, that when I was a kid, I brought Rikishi as a main eventer. I didn't think, he's pushing, it wasn't like a JBL thing where I just couldn't buy it. I brought Rikishi for here. I love that he became this bad, uncaring man. Like, and he... with his weight, he could really do a number, like the match with The Rock at Survivor Series where he does the bonsai drops over and over again. Like, it looks like he's destroying his body, and he was a savage back here, Rikishi. So, I like the feud. I'm not asking for people to have storylines where they're running each other down today, but it just kind of worked, because Triple H and Steve Austin, they remind you of almost action hero characters, almost. That's the edge it had back here. Steve Austin was almost like a John McClane. He was almost like a Bruce Willis. Die Hard, And you almost felt like you were in that. Vince even said he makes action adventure back here. And it kind of felt like they were going by that template. Oh, my tummy's rumbling, guys. You might hear that on the recording. I need to eat. I'm dying. I'm wasting away. Triple H working on the leg. I really thought that Seth Rollins was going to end up like Triple H. I really see Triple H in Seth Rollins, but he doesn't. I don't know what he's playing at. He's not methodical. He doesn't. He slips. Like, it's just. I lost all faith in Seth Rollins, to be honest. Triple H destroying the knee of Steve Austin. I like the idea of the 3 Stages of Hell, because obviously, I remember back here, I couldn't believe it that they were doing it, because it was like, oh my god, what? 3 matches in one? And Triple H does a wonderful promo in the lead up where he says, first of all, I break your spirit, second of all, I break your bones. Like, you were like, what the fuck, man? Even back here, fucking SmackDown was must-see TV, because you'd find out about... that was a must-see segment, Triple H announcing a stipulation. And it was intense. It was... The weird thing is, here, you felt like you were going to see a fight. Now you feel like you're going to see... I don't even know. Like, you don't have any stipulations made based on hatred anymore. They're always made because there's a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, or because there's a TLC pay-per-view. There's never a bad blood. And that's what I want, and that's a thing of the past. There's no bad blood. Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, some creative stuff there, some enjoyable bits. Ultimately, it's pantomime. It's pantomime. Neither of you makes you believe it. You don't believe they hate each other. You think it's all fake. And it's a shame because the commentators don't get behind it. They got no energy. And I'm sat there going, oh, come on, like, The Fiend is cool. Randy Orton's cool. But I don't buy it. It feels pantomime. It feels showy. And the second that happens, it's just, what? If you don't buy it, you're done. And you don't buy it, man. Triple H beating the shit out of Steve Austin. Austin was a great seller, It almost, again, I'll go back to that Bruce Willis, John McClane thing. It almost felt like John McClane in a match, Stumbling and jittery and still trying to fight back. Still trying to, come to his senses. I wonder if anyone's ever compared Steve Austin to John McClane, because I think it's a... Let me know what you think of that comparison. I think, again, they wanted to be action-adventure. And Triple H was kind of like just jerk, almost like a... Not even a henchman, but maybe a character who the person knew when they were younger and they come back. It's like... Dirty bastard, A mastermind, but just still that evil arsehole from the street. Lou Thesz Press. There's a wrestler who does Lou Thesz Press today, and I can't remember who it is. Someone does it, and they shouldn't. Oh, goes for Stunner, spins round, clothesline. Oh, brilliant. And another thing Austin did great in the ring was when he'd hit his clothesline, when he'd hit his moves, his elbow, his reverse press, there was so much spite in his execution. There was so much attitude in its execution, Again, no one else could be doing this. You couldn't place another wrestler in there and convince you it was Steve Austin. Steve Austin just made it so unique, and Triple H made it so unique. I know a lot of people have a problem with the result of this, which, I talked about it in when I did the commentary on Chris Jericho versus for Chris Jericho versus Triple H, last man standing, you know, Jericho probably should have won. You know, I don't have a massive problem with, or they should have both stayed down. Don't have a massive problem with Triple H winning because he was the same age as Jericho and he was still the man. This one, I kind of like, what? Steve Austin's going to WrestleMania. Come on, mate. Don't do that. Come on, mate. Stunner. First fall is over. It's actually quite a wrestling-based match. Loads of moves there. And now it's the street fight, baby. I remember back here, right? Street fights, no disqualification matches. I am going to ask an honest question here. Why do they not gimmick chairs now? Use a fake chair and do a chair shot to the head. Why not? The fact that you were telling me that in the fantasy world of WWE, because you can't say, oh, they don't do chair shots to the head because they won't want to concuss. Well, yeah, but we do fucking Superman punch and fucking boots and more kicks to the head than fucking I don't even know. So you're telling me that in the wrestling world, they decided to stop doing chair shots to the head. Bollocks, that's not good enough for me. And that's one of the main things, you know, these little subtle things that are fucking up wrestling. There should be chair shots to the head. Why? Because there were chair shots to the head for 500 years and then they went, we're not going to do it anymore. This guy, I won't hit him with a chair, you know, just hit him on the back. Well, I'll do that as well. Really? Yeah, I'll start hitting wrestlers on the back as well. I feel a bit bad. You know, like, what the fuck, man? Use a fake chair and do chair shots, you schmucks. That is, you know, and then the whole blood ban, you know, it's like, what are you doing? It doesn't make sense. And what annoys me, again, you know, why would we see it for 9,000 years and not see it? It doesn't make any sense. You want us to buy into it. It's infuriating stuff, you know. But I love back here, you would get chest shots to the head, you would get blood, you would get fucking brutality, man. You know, and you don't have to get rid of that. Because you can use a fake chair and you can still make it look real and sound real. Or you can have the wrestler put their hands up completely. I would still prefer that to no chair shots. Because, you know, it sounds weird, like I'm like, I want people to hit them with chairs. But, you know, it gets you into it, that brawling, that chaos. That thing that set wrestling apart. You know, wrestling got a reputation of people hitting each other with chairs. You know, it's like, it gave it that badass, over-the-top edge. You know, that hardcore edge. You can't lose that. Television monitor there. You can't lose that. If you lose that, you lose the intensity. You just do. You lose the believability. You know, why wouldn't Steve Austin hit? Can you imagine if Steve Austin and Triple H was, well, Triple H was still wrestling. Can you imagine if Steve Austin was still wrestling and The Rock was still wrestling and The Undertaker was still wrestling and Kane was still wrestling and Triple H was still wrestling, you know, full time, and Chris Jericho was still wrestling? Can you imagine if they didn't hit in the head with a chair? It wouldn't happen. You know, it's unthinkable. You know, and it gives this impression that this era of wrestling had the balls. You know, I know we shouldn't have chairs to the head, I know that. But we can gimmick them. We can fake the chair. I am baffled that no one comes up with this. What the fuck are you doing, Vince? What is Bruce Pritchard doing? Sitting on their fucking arse, playing drafts. I don't know what they do. You know, and the sad thing is, you know, they're in a bubble. You know, you can't tell them. You know, we can say all we want. You know, all these people who have these shows, Meltzer, Alvarez, JD from New York, OTR Central, they're in a bubble. Then the only way that bubble will ever change is if they realise from within the bubble. They won't listen to anything outside it. Simple as that. This happens in all business, you know. And then Steve Austin. Oh, Triple H went for the chair to the head. Here we go. I love Steve Austin's chair shot. I know. Triple H, Steve Austin doing it on the back. Chair shots to the back. You got to do that for the rest of the time now, Steve. You know, and am I against seeing chairs to the back and chairs like this? No, but never to the head, like some kind of weird disease that every wrestler caught when they went, oh, and hit in there, that'll be nice. And the fact that they have TLC fucking pay-per-views and you can't hit in there with chair, piss off, mate. You know, it makes it pussified. It pussified the product. You know, a gimmick the chair. Seriously. I've never seen another wrestler do that, where Austin does the top of the chair to the heart. I love that. You know, just such a unique move, such an aggressive move, such a spiteful move. Steve Austin became such a rattlesnake in the ring. He would strike. You know, and God, I keep going off about modern wrestling, but I wish wrestlers would try and incorporate their character into a fucking match. Is that so hard, you schmucks? Seriously, again, I feel bad for ranting, because I know that nothing I say will make a difference, and I also know that everything I say isn't being considered from within this bubble they're in, so it doesn't matter. The only way it will ever change, it won't change if the ratings keep going down. They've just had this fucking Peacock deal. You know, it won't change. They will get a 0.0 before they change a thing. I guarantee that as well. Because they got that fucking dosh coming in from the networks. It doesn't matter about the ratings. They don't care. Why would they care? They got so much money up their fucking arse. Vince McMahon has made more money in this pandemic than he was making before. He's a fucking cat. He's a businessman. It's what they do. They find ways around the system and get dosh. Simple as that. You know, the man fucking endorsed Donald Trump, the master of doing that. Okay, Steve Austin with a barbed wire 2x4. It is weird how they unearthed the barbed wire 2x4 because it was used Triple H and Cactus. But it was such a big deal when it was used in Triple H Cactus. Oh my god. There you go, barbed wire to the face, 2x4. When they started using it, barbed wire was scarcely used in the WWE, and it was really hardcore. It felt really visceral, you know, to be used. And, you know, I can see why they brought it back out in this match. A match of this intensity, a match of this so much personal animosity. And Austin's busted open. I miss wrestlers doing blade jobs. I miss it. You know, and, you know, the argument is, oh, but our sponsors won't like it. Well, here's my answer to that. Brilliant. What a fabulous right hand by Triple H. Sending fucking flying over the announce table. Intense, man. And just like a fucking battle. You know, almost like an action movie fight scene. Again, I go back to action movies. You know, wrestlers should be watching action movies. Old school action movies. But yeah, what was I saying? I've lost my way in a live recording. Oh yeah, the excuse for blood, no blood is, oh well, our sponsors won't have it. Well, okay, but your sponsors did have, I don't remember who the wrestler was, CM Punk smashing a wrestler, I don't know who it was, whatever it was, a wrestler smashed a wrestler's hand over and over again with a sledgehammer. And all this other shit they do. Shattered the wrestler's hand. And you're telling me you can't have blood? What, well, we can have a wrestler's hand shattered? Oh yeah, but the blood's visual. Well, kids are not going to fucking struggle to work out a fucking hammer shattering every bone in the hand, you silly sausages. Oh, fuck. The announce table is going to happen. Whoa, Triple H almost knocked out the Spanish announcer, and Triple H almost missed the table, landed directly on the... He skimmed the table and landed on the fucking concrete. But he almost nailed the Spanish announcer with his legs. You know, matches got really chaotic back here, and really kind of carnage. Blood would splatter everywhere, wrestlers would go through tables, it would feel like mayhem, the ringside area would get a mess. It doesn't happen today, man. And you know what? Time might have passed me by. I might be being nostalgic. I might be, you know, well, I'm not wrong, but I might be out of sync with time. You know, I might be all this stuff. I can guarantee you, nothing you do today will create an emotional investment like this will. You know, you can do today, and you can give me your reasons for doing today, but I absolutely categorically guarantee you, whatever you do today will not elicit this emotional reaction. There's a reason why WWE always brings back its past stars. There's a reason why WWE promotes the WWE Network. There's a reason why WWE still milks the Monday Night Wars, because they know it's the only time people really fucking cared. No one can get invested now. No one can get seriously invested. You know, oh, that's fucking amazing. Steve Austin nails Triple H with a fucking beer can with this fucking look of spite and death on his face, like some kind of fucking animal. Then fucking shoves the referee and he's fucking, he's full of piss and vinegar. You believe he wants to fucking kill Triple H, and he would. And back here, these long-running feuds would happen. Fucking ring bell to the head. Yes. Oh, God. And JR, I can't hear him at the moment, but he'd be fucking knocking it out of the park, man. JR is the fucking greatest commentator of all time. I'm so sorry for the guy, because he's embarrassing himself. Because he has been told, this whole thing, I do not understand. It makes me furious. It makes me legit furious. JR has said it many times. He says no one wants to hear commentators get excited anymore and shout. They don't want to hear old guys get excited. Are you fucking off your rocker? And I know why you've been told that. Vince told you it because he's a fucking donut. But they do it in AEW too. No commentators get excited. This fucking dickhead who's the fucking lead commentator on Raw, I show more excitement watching fucking Playdays. Watching Teletubbies, and I actually did, because I saw Teletubbies was on the other day, on like a recommended YouTube video. So I remember Teletubbies, yeah. Oh well, yeah, that's nostalgic. I got excited over the Teletubbies, guys, more than fucking that schmuck who hosts Raw. One of the most disgraceful men to ever exist. He is Michael Cole, but younger. What happened to Michael Cole? Even back here, he was great. He was great. He got excited. He loved it. I don't understand. And one of the things is they hate the product. They don't love it at all. They're just there to fucking do a fucking role. Commentary is so key, and they make them not commentate when a big segment happens, or they make them not get excited when a big segment happens. I can't fathom why that decision is made. Again, all these weird decisions that are made, they've been made. You can't change that anymore. They have been made. The damage has been done. Benny to back suplex, Austin's head on the back of the chair. Triple H with near fall. It felt like Armageddon here. I almost feel like the beginning of these kind of matches for the WWE was actually Triple H versus Vince McMahon at Armageddon 99, going into the year 2000. It was a fucking vile, grisly battle where Vince bladed like a fucking bitch, and it was that new, brawl main event that WWE got known for, Triple H got known for, and they just had these brawl main events, that were dirty and grimy and grisly and bloody, I think we saw loads of blood in the year 2000, more than we had. Austin backdrop, Triple H over the top. Austin going to get steel chair. Just full of piss and vinegar. Brilliant. Chair shots to the head. Bring it back. And the wrestlers would feel like, like JR just said, they're tearing each other apart. It felt like the wrestlers didn't care from a certain point. The battle got so personal, they just wanted to kill each other. Steel chairs, steel steps to the head. Fucking hell. What a dirty battle. What a culmination, after... You can say what you want. Maybe Triple H shouldn't have been storyline about getting run down, but who cares? The emotion built up was uncanny. And there's a patented Triple H maneuver, bloody mess also. Steel steps to the head. Triple H kept this formula up well into fucking the new era. He'd have these bloody matches well up to 2006 and 2007 before they got rid of blood. It helped Triple H. Blood helped Triple H get over. Everyone remembers that blade job he did at Royal Rumble 2000. It helped him get over. These things that you're getting rid of help people get over. It's a shame, Oh yeah, I remember this segment. This moment. It's a really... Oh, that's so good. I miss when commentators would argue. So, Triple H pulled the sledgehammer out from under the table right next to Jim Ross. And Jerry Lawler goes, Joe, you put that under there. You put that under there frosting. And Jerry Lawler's like, no, I put it under there. Like, but the thing is, you know, the excitement would rise in the commentators when they would get that little spark of energy and bouncing off each other. You know, that's gone now. That's not even intended. That's not even considered. JR doesn't bounce off the commentators in AEW. Like, he doesn't even want to. I'm really surprised by how people want to approach the business now. Why would you want to get rid of this? It's fabulous, you know? It's as good as fucking heavyweight boxing at the time. And you can manipulate the outcome, so you can always deliver. Like, you know, and you know what? I've said it. Well, I haven't said it to you guys, so I might as well say it. WWE might be too far gone. You know, they've got enough money. They don't need to change their TV product. They're probably too far gone. Look at this. It's like Jammer. Triple H, right? He doesn't get the fucking reputation. He's one of the greatest brawlers of all time. He's one of the greatest hardcore wrestlers of all time. He's having all these hardcore matches. Pedigree. Is it over? Can't remember if he kicks out or not. Yeah, it's over. This fall. Yeah, because Austin won the first fall. Great. Today, he would have kicked out. Don't tell me he wouldn't. He would have kicked out, wouldn't he? Yeah? He would have kicked out, would he? Would he have kicked out, Kenny? Yeah, Kenny. Yeah, Kenny, you would have kicked out, wouldn't you? Yeah. Yeah, Kenny, you would have kicked out. Fucking fool. But, yeah, like, I lost my train of thought again, guys. Oh, Triple H Hardcore Wrestler. Yeah, like, and in his interview where he sets up this match, he goes, you may be thinking, why am I putting myself in the second fall in a street fight with Steve Austin? You may remember I retired the Hardcore Legend. Brilliant saying stuff like that. Mentioning history doesn't happen. You do not remember one pay-per-view from the next. Now, you fucking idiots. Oh, God almighty, man. I'll tell you what. You know, and I even watched it back here, like going, oh, I don't buy that. You know, Steve Austin got hit in the head with a sledgehammer. But he's fucking sold it in the corner, bleeding to fucking like a stuck pig. I used to always think, is it believable? You know, I had a real issue with The Rock. WrestleMania 2000, he got so many headshots and so many pile drivers on steps, and he didn't even bleed. Still more believable than today's shit that Kenny Omega's doing. Do you want to know why? Because he does it on the neck. And he does it on the knee to the back and head. And he does a knee to the face. And he does a kick to the face. He does kick. Kick out. Head, full, neck, kick, head, neck, pull, kick. I'd rather a slucking sledgehammer to the head. It's more believable than the fucking nonsense kickouts of today. Into the steel. Oh, I love it. Lowered the steel cage over. You know, no one could equal this today. No one could do this. And I'm so, you know, the weird thing is there's many wrestlers who could. Why would you not? Again, I would just return to it. Why would you not do this? Why would you want to cut off one of your best assets, which is your intensity? You know, when you're not even drawing. Well, I know why, because they're just getting these. You know, the world has changed so much, man. The world has changed so much. Business can survive in such different ways now. You know, now that TV isn't what it was and all this and that, businesses just find ways to make money. And the thing is, nothing's doing well on any channel, so WWE's numbers are still viewed as good, you know. And they can get these massive deals because there's not much else that's come up to compete with WWE. It's such a shame. Vince can just, on his arse, slide through, you know. It's a shame. Stone Cold is fucked, man. Head first and steel cage twice. Triple H now got the barbed wire again. What was Triple H's last great brutal hardcore match? I mean, I like his Hell in a Cell with Batista, and I like his Last Man Standing with Ric Flair, I think it is, and that's a bloody one. Barbed wire, ugh. Exactly what happened to him at the hands of Cactus Jack at No Way Out, Royal Rumble 2000. You know, after that victory, that was talked about for the whole year 2000. And I really appreciate that. Triple H always brought it up. The commentators always brought it up. Now, tell me who Seth Rollins has beat. Tell me, like, who fucking Kenny Omega's beat. It's all his matches are all a blur, so I can't remember who he fucking competes against. He competes against himself. Fucking bozo. That's my description of Kenny Omega. Bozo. Loser. Fool. His moves, his delivery, brooms on the entrance ramp, fool. Oh my god, barbed wire grinding the front of his head, cage grinding the back of his head. This is just brutal. You know, and excess was the thing back here, wasn't it? Like, WWE kept up in the ante of the blood and the hardcore, and I love it. You know, and you could say, well, you can't keep that up. Well, you could, though, because think about it. They were doing it up to 2005 with Batista and Triple H, and it still resonated. You could do this. Just do it a bit like, you know, if you want to be a more kid-friendly product, do this every other month. Yeah, it's just, you know, get me to watch a pay-per-view, for fuck's sake. I haven't watched I don't give a shite. And, it's, you know, oh, God, sorry. It's making me sick talking about the Wii. You know, it feels like I'm watching something that's not interested in captivating me, but instead filling a void like a chewing gum. You know, that's what I feel like I'm watching. Chewing gum of the mind is wrestling now. It's not interested in captivating me. It's interested in just, you know, like when I watched Raw the other day, which I did do. Not one of the recent ones, just the most recent on the network. I was just, you know, it was just like breezing by. This isn't especially bad. It's just nothing. I nothinged it, you know. Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt was interesting, but it's a pantomime. It's just, and I know, I've got to give them credit. They're experimenting with that, but it's shocking and it's pantomime. It just doesn't seem real, you know. The Fiend can't control people's bodies. Covered by Triple H. Oh, God. Neckbreaker on the chair. Chairs in the rings. Barbed wire 2 or 4 in the ring. Cage around. Just the excitement, man. Tell you what I want to do a commentary on. Let me know whatever matches you want me to do a commentary on. I want to do one on the Elimination Chamber. Fucking hell, man. I remember when Shawn Michaels won that match. Myself and my friend, we were emulating Shawn Michaels' elbow drop onto the bed. Like, just, you know, so joyous, the effects it can give you back here. This, you know, everything felt big time, you know. These guys know how to sell, man. Triple H trying to run out the cage. You can't win by escaping, Jared Ollie, you can? Oh, God. And, you know, Triple H and Austin, they've been, you know, but I like feuds that are long running. And the wrestlers go off on their own little tangents, you know. They were both in the 6-man Hell in a Cell and fought and fucking bloodied each other. They were both in different matches at the Royal Rumble, but they fought and bloodied each other. They had that match at Survivor Series in November. Triple H went off into a mini feud with Kurt Angle. Stone Cold went into a mini feud with, like, you know, with The Rock and Rikishi. They were on, you know, these coinciding roads, but they kept coming together, and that, you know, that deep rivalry was going on. And I love that. You know, I love how WWE used to back here. They didn't just give away the match always. They would have the men brush shoulders to build up that anticipation. I'm very interested what the buy rate would be for this show, because it was such a combination. Oh, into the cage and then pedigree again. He'll kick out this. Oh no, does he win this bit? Austin kicks out. Of course though, like back here you didn't see it. You know, and I do blame The Rock and Austin. They started that finish the kick out thing. I mean, I reckon like in their fucking WrestleMania 19 planning, Steve Austin will go, I'm kicking out The Rock bottom twice. And The Rock will go, hang on, you never do that. Like, cause just like, twice, mate. Come on, mate. I think he gets out of 3, doesn't he, in that? Just, no, Steve. But you know what? No one had to follow suit. Every wrestler in the planet didn't have to follow suit. At least Steve Austin and The Rock are amazing in their other ways. And, you know. Stone Cold. Oh, nailed with a chair. You know, it's not the greatest brawl match of all time. You know, both men have had better matches. But, you know, doesn't matter. The intensity on display. It's still a great match. The hatred on display. The wild offense on display. Look at this. Pedigree reverse and a catapult into the cage. Whoa. I think my favourite match where Austin and Triple H battle is the 6-man Hell in a Cell. That is just intensity on another fucking level. They destroy each other. Stunner. It's over. Oh, see, look, even I got invested and I know the fucking outcome. Austin should have won, guys. Like, what are you doing, game? What are you doing, Triple H? Why the fuck did you win, son? You know, it wouldn't have made a difference. You know, you had the match with The Undertaker next month. Like, what's the difference? Why do you have to win? Stone Cold was heading to WrestleMania. And also, Stone Cold needed this redemption. I don't know why he didn't win, I've got to say. But the thing is, again, it might look like I'm rose-coloured glasses, you know, but back here, these decisions didn't fuck up the whole thing because the creativity was so good. Now, well, they nailed each other and Triple H fell on top of him, so they obviously discussed that finish. So you know what? I forgot it was like that. I thought he just covered him like... I knew it was kind of... He didn't do an offensive move and cover, but... Okay, I'm okay with that. Triple H winning that. Steve Austin should have won, but, you know, it's not like Triple H beating with a pedigree. You know, I don't know. I like Triple H. I'm a big fan, so... Steve Austin should have won, but I don't have a massive problem with Triple H winning. Jericho should have won the last man standing against him, but... Triple H was still the man here. He was just as much the man as Steve Austin, in my view. People underestimate how much of a key element he was in wrestling here. Triple H is having these wild brawls every month, making men look amazing every month, and bleeding every month, and having these amazing promos. Triple H is better than people say. You know, he's not a draw, per se, but he is great. You know. And another thing I love about these sorts of matches is that Michael Cole and Taz used to do the same. JR and Jim would sit there and talk about it for about 2 minutes after, and look at the blood around them in the announce table, and look at the wreckage. You know, little things like that. Instead of the commentators now who don't speak, and then it goes back to them, they just fucking talk again like some kind of jukebox. But what a great match, guys. I really got into watching that. What do you guys think of this match? What match would you like to see me react to next? What would you like to hear me do on this channel, guys? I want to do more videos. I want to get back into it, so let me know. And please consider subscribing if you haven't yet, and join the last fan standing. I will see you guys soon.